The state's supporting an expansion of mentoring for students with disabilities. To tell us about the program and the state's matching grant are guests from Partners for Youth with Disabilities, the Mentor Match Director, Kristin Humphrey, and the Highland Street AmeriCorps Ambassador of Mentoring, who is also the Recruitment and Retention Specialist, Ashley Brueske. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
I want to talk, first of all, with Kristin. Tell me about the different kinds of students and young people that you're working with.
Sure. So Partners for Youth with Disabilities has been around since 1985. So it's our 30th birthday as an organization, which is a big milestone for us. And we serve youth and young adults ages 6 through 24 with all and any disability. So that could range from having autism spectrum disorder to a physical disability, social, emotional, mental health related, all across the board. And all of our participants for the Mentor Match program live in the greater Boston area, but we also have a branch in Springfield as well.
Ashley, when you try to recruit mentors, what exactly do you do?
We use a variety of different avenues to do that. So I actually just started with Partners for Youth with Disabilities back in the beginning of August, and college recruitment fair season has been in full swing. So we've been getting in contact with universities throughout the area to set up tables at their fairs. I think we also use kind of word of mouth, just talking to people that we know, and we have kind of an increasing social media presence. So we're on Facebook and Twitter, and we share a lot of really relevant content, but then also talk about events that we've had, events that are coming up, and just try to talk to as many people as possible about what we do and how many youth we're trying to get connected with mentors and just how to get involved.
Kristin, you know, everybody wants to say they were a mentor for some kind of undiscovered talent who went on to do great things. But when you try to recruit somebody to work with a young person who has a disability, it sounds like you're asking them to jump over a hurdle, doesn't it?
It might sound like that, but really the great thing about mentoring is it's a two-way street, and a mentor might think that they're going into it with all these changes they're going to make, and that does happen, but the mentee changes the mentor's life an equal amount. And really, there are a lot of lessons that mentors learn from the mentees too.
Actually, what about you? Going back in time, maybe when you were in high school, was there someone who, even if it wasn't really formalized this way, somebody who was a mentor and helped you?
Yeah, when I was in high school, pretty much throughout the time that I was in high school, I had a teacher who was really instrumental in helping me to, I have a visual impairment, and she was really helpful in terms of helping me learn how to really have conversations about that and the value of advocating for myself as a student, and just really being a support to me in wanting to go to college and do well in school. And I also just, she was also just really emotionally supportive of me, kind of talking about different things that I had going on in my life at the time. And so yeah, I would say that she really helped me to explore a lot of things, both related to being a person with a disability, but also just kind of going through the day-to-days of life in general.
Kristin, two interesting things that I heard from Ashley, and one of them is that a mentor can help raise the bar on expectations.
Absolutely. That's so important, setting high expectations, because youth and adults, as we know, will often live up to the expectations that adults and other people place on them. So just being that person who believes in you is such a huge thing.
Actually, what's also interesting is that when you said you're able to talk about things other than just your academic concerns, and I'm thinking, when I was a teenager, I could talk about my personal concerns with my friends. It seems totally normal. But it was important for you to talk to this teacher about personal things too. I guess. Is it different for being a person with a disability that you just don't have the same opportunities to talk about personal things as other kids do?
I don't know if I would necessarily say that. I think part of it was part of how helpful she was related to me being a person with a disability, and part of it I think just was that she helped me to process other things that were going on just in a way that anyone does if you're in a meaningful kind of relationship with another person, but kind of going back to being with a person with a disability, I think I was able to talk with her about concerns I had about if sometimes there can be some kind of conversational awkwardness around talking about disability in general, and so I think that was a good opportunity for me to get into a space where I could feel less awkward about talking about my experiences as a person with a disability, and both how that impacts me, but also how I'm just like anyone else, and that we all have our things that we experience in life.
Time to be an individual. Kristin, talk about qualifications. What should a good mentor be like? At least the kind of mentor you're looking for.
Sure. So in terms of the basic requirement, all of our mentors are 18 and older. But what we look for in a mentor is someone who wants to lend an listening ear, someone who is interested in spending time with a youth or young adult with a disability, and getting to know them and working towards their personal and education-related goals.
So if they want to find out more information about what you're doing, is there a way they can follow up?
Absolutely. They can check out our website, which is pyd.org, and that goes into detail about steps to become involved, and gives background on all of our 5 programs as well.
Thank you both, Kristin Humphrey and Ashley Brueske from Partners for Youth with Disabilities. We'll have more news in just a moment.